Good day everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Serby, your math teacher. So today we're going to solve a radical expression. But before simplifying this radical expression, we have a special shout out. Shout out to Alimami, so from West Africa. Thank you for your comment and compliment. Also, special shout out to Ruichi Sengoku. So his name is from One Piece, a former fleet admiral. Thank you for your comment and encouragement. Okay, and to all my subscribers and supporters, thank you so much. And a special shout out to my supporters from the Philippines and outside Philippines. We have supporters from India, South Africa or Africa, Nigeria, Pakistan, United States, Ghana, Kenya, Ethiopia, and Poland. So thank you for your support, and I hope you are doing well and keep safe and God bless. Okay. So today we are going to simplify or uh, solve a radical expression. So as you can see on the screen, we have square root of 12 plus square root of 27 all over square root of 3. But before simplifying this expression, let us recall that 1 times 1 equals 1 squared, and that is 1. 2 multiplied by itself, that is 2 squared, which is 4. 3 times 3, which is equal to 3 squared, and that is 9. Again, we have 4 multiplied by itself, that is 4 squared, which is 16, and so on and so forth. Okay, all these numbers are called perfect square numbers. So they are called perfect square numbers. And we know that the square root of a perfect square number equals that number, right? So suppose you have the square root of 4. Square root of 4 is equal to the square root of 2 squared. So the answer is 2. Okay? So from this, the square root of a squared is equal to a. So therefore, the square root of 2 squared is equal to 2. And then, suppose you have the square root of 16. That is the square root of 4 squared, which is equal to 4, because 4 times 4 equals 16. Now, let us examine these numbers, 12, 27, and 3. Are they perfect squares? As you can observe, all these numbers are not perfect square. None of this is a perfect square. Do you agree? Because 12 cannot be written as a number square. So 12, we know that 3 square is 9, and 4 square is 16. So therefore, 12 is not a perfect square. And 27 is also not a perfect square because 5 square is 25, because 5 square, that is 5 times 5. And the next to it, the next perfect square number next to 25 is 6 square, which is 36. So hence 27 is not a perfect square. So now, what can we do to solve this problem? Okay, in order to solve this problem, square root of 12 plus square root of 27 all over square root of 3, we need to know the law of radicals. And from the law of radicals, we have the square root of a times b can be written as the square root of a multiplied by the square root of b. Okay, we know that square root of 12 is not a perfect square, as well as square root of 20. But square root of 20 has a factor which is a perfect square, right? So square root of 20 can be written as the square root of 4 times 5. And From the law of radicals, this can be written as the square root of 4 times the square root of 5. And that is, what is the square root of 4? 4 is 2 squared. So therefore, the square root of 4 is 2. And then write the square root of 5. Because 5 is not a perfect square, then it cannot be simplified. Okay? So therefore, square root of 20 in simplest form is 2 square root of 5. Okay? So let us use these things. Okay, let's go back to the main problem. So the first term is equal to the square root of 12. The second term is square root of 27, and the denominator is square root of 3. So let us simplify square root of 12. Using this law of radicals, square root of 12 is square root of 4 times square root of, square root of 4 times 3. And this is equal to the square root of 4 times square root of 3, which is equal to 2 square root of 3. So the first term is equal to 2 the square root of 3. How about square root of 27? Okay, square root of 27, 27 has a factor which is a perfect square, and that is 9. So you can write this as square root of 9 times 3, which is equal to square root of 9 multiplied by square root of 3, and this will give you, what is the square root of 9? That is 3, because 9 is 3 squared. So the square root of 3 squared is simply 3, and then square root of 3. So the second term is 3 square root of 3, and then the denominator is square root of 3. Okay, there's a gecko over there. That is the coup in the Philippines. And then let us simplify the answer. As you can observe, the numerator contains square root of 3 on the first term as well as on the second term. So this means that it can be factored out. Square root of 3 can be factored out. So we have 2 square root of 3 divided by square root of 3 cancel out. So you have 2 plus 3 square root of 3 divided by square root of 3. That is simply 3. And then write the denominator. The denominator is the square root of 3. So clearly you can cancel this out. And the final answer is 2 plus 3, which is 5. So the answer to the main problem, square root of 12 plus square root of 27 all over square root of 3 is 5. Okay, I hope this video will help you. Thank you so much. God bless and keep safe, everyone.